Joining us now, staff writer for The Atlantic and MSNBC political analyst Ashley Parker, national affairs correspondent for The Nation, John Nichols, and Semaphore politics reporter Dave Weigel. Dave, you are the guy to ask this right now. There is so much at stake here for both parties. Let's talk about Elon Musk first in Wisconsin. I mean, he has poured so much energy and so much money into this race. If they lose it, will there be consequences?
Yes, although I don't know which consequences you can threaten against somebody with Elon's wealth and his power. And this is the umpteenth time we've heard about people inside the Republican Party being tired of Elon, but they're not in a position to do much about it. But you set it up well. This race in Wisconsin was going to fit into a pattern where Democrats have a very good turnout operation in off years. Their base is very energized. It's been outvoting Republicans in special elections. They just picked up 2 state Senate seats this year in Iowa and Pennsylvania. What Elon did was come in and become a force multiplier and spend more than $20 million by the end of this race. It's probably closer to 25 on advertising and outreach to Republican voters. He was supplementing what Turning Point was doing, what Americans Prosperity was doing. He was giving them the resources to match Democrats who they're used to outspending Republicans in the state. What Democrats did starting a month ago is say this election is now a referendum on Elon Musk. If you are sick of Doge, you can register your opposition to Doge by voting for Susan Crawford, the Democratic Party-backed candidate. And their polling suggests that Musk is less popular than Trump in Wisconsin. There are voters who like Trump and might turn out for him, but don't like Musk, and that there are people hearing about firings, layoffs in the VA, in ag, and all sorts of offices that employ Wisconsinites. So both parties are actually quite happy with Musk's involvement here for now. Republicans are very happy that he spent the money. Democrats are very happy they could frame this election as, do you really want Elon Musk to buy the court?
Let me play a little bit of a few interviews from voters about Elon Musk's involvement in Wisconsin.
I don't think Elon changed my vote. I was always going to vote the way that I voted today. But again, it adds an additional layer of stakes, and I hope that people see what's happening and see that they're actively trying to buy our government, and I hope that that motivates other people.
I wasn't a fan of what Elon was doing with the money, but ultimately I still support where Brad's coming from in terms of pro-life issues. So ultimately that's what I was thinking about when I cast my vote here today.
It's like they were trying to buy it, and it was upsetting. So I wanted to make sure that I had my little bit of say.
So you normally wouldn't come out, but Elon Musk got you out here?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Really?
It ruffled some feathers.
I love that from Wisconsinites. It ruffled some feathers. John Nichols, how emblematic is that sentiment across the state?
That woman sounded like every one of my cousins. And that's exactly how a Wisconsinite would say it. You wouldn't probably, get real angry or make a lot of noise, but you would say, yeah, it kind of ruffled my feathers. It rubbed me the wrong way. It didn't feel right. And my sense is, and we'll know much more tonight, is that for a lot of Wisconsinites, that was how it played. Tonight, I would watch, obviously, the results from Madison and Dane County, which is a very progressive area. I'd watch the results from suburban Milwaukee, which has traditionally been an area that produced a lot of Republican votes. But I would watch, in particular, western Wisconsin, which, if I can suggest, is where a lot of the more traditional Wisconsin voters live. I mean, people who, maybe swing between the parties and might be relatively moderate on a lot of issues, but don't really like big money, aren't particularly satisfied or excited about somebody from out of state coming in and telling them how to vote. And it is in western Wisconsin where a lot of our elections are decided. And my sense is that Elon Musk doesn't know Wisconsin very well, and perhaps he doesn't know just how much he rubbed a lot of Wisconsinites the wrong way. And that could have a profound impact. Again, we don't know, because we don't know what 25 million will do. But my gut instinct is that there is a very high turnout today, and that at least some portion of those folks are coming to send Elon Musk a message.
We're going to get to the other side of this in a moment, but I do want to just drill in on the first question I had, and I'll give this one to you, Ashley, which is, Dave did such a good job of laying out how both sides are seeing Elon Musk as a positive here. But if Elon Musk and all the money he spent does not win out in Wisconsin, does the White House start to see him differently? I know he's got all the money in the world, but do they start to look at him as somebody who only has limited power?
Oh, what's interesting is there were a ton of tensions, not with President Trump and Elon Musk, but with people in President Trump's pretty senior orbit and Elon Musk. And I was talking to someone today, actually, for a different story, but about this very question about Elon Musk. And this person told me, look, people in the president's inner orbit have sort of accepted it is what it is, that they may not like Elon or they may find him frustrating. And actually, one of the things I heard most frequently is that a lot of people in Trump's circle, at least, they agree in broad strokes with what Elon is trying to do, what has caused them headaches and what has frustrated them or what has ruffled some feathers, to put it more politely in Wisconsinese. Is the idea, that A, he's doing it with a hatchet rather than a scalpel, and B, that he's become, in certain ways, it becomes a political problem for them, right? When he goes on and he messages it poorly. And, if what he really wants to do, for instance, an example that was told to me is cut waste and fraud from Social Security, that's perhaps fine. It's not fine to go on Joe Rogan's podcast and describe Social Security as a Ponzi scheme that makes every senior citizen and every person in America currently collecting or about to collect it terrified that this benefit is going to get ripped away. So that's where he has created a headache for them. But, will this race be determinative? The view in Trump's inner circle is that only Trump can decide when Elon Musk is cast out.
Yeah, and I'm of the opinion that as long as he sees Elon Musk as not just useful, but apparently threatening, given all the money and the power that he has, he might keep him close. And my question is, if it appears that his electoral power, despite his money, is not as strong as it has appeared up until now, do they start to see him as more of a liability and less as an asset? Look at this Marquette Law School polling on Elon Musk and Doge. I can put it all up there. Is Doge properly carrying out Trump's agenda? 47% say yes. Disrupting programs, 53% say yes. So underwater on that. Favorable, unfavorable opinion on Elon Musk. Most people have an unfavorable opinion of Elon Musk, 53%. And here's an NBC News poll. Views of Elon Musk broadly, 51% negative, 39% positive. I believe that's a national poll of Elon Musk's popularity. I want to ask the other side of this, and the other side of races, I should say, the Florida races, Dave. These are really red districts. How close do Democrats need to get to make it appear that Republicans might be in trouble?
They need to overperform their loss in November, probably by 6 to 10 points, to get people talking. The expectations game in the 6th district, which is Daytona Beach, which was Mike Waltz's seat. Before that, Ron DeSantis' seat. That probably got out of hand for them. I talked to the Democrat in that race, and he actually agrees with DeSantis on his overall analysis of what happened. Republicans ran a candidate who doesn't live in the district, did not do much campaigning, did not raise much money, and Josh Weil, the Democrat, rushed into that gap, raised a ton of money, $14 million, and did a ton of canvassing, did very well with early voting. Today, when we already can see who is voting in Florida, Republicans have turned back out, and it now looks like not as Republican as it was in November, but a safe Republican seat if Democrats don't lose that by, I should say, 15 points or less. It'll look like they got ahead of expectations because DNC chair was in the race. The party did get more interested in that in the last few minutes. Because all these races, every special election, there's not many left this year. It's going to be a fraction of the turnout in 2024. Both parties are saying, what is it that gets most of the Harris voters or most of the Trump voters to turn out? Because it's very tricky. Republicans think the message is vote to support Donald Trump. They have an ad in Wisconsin that literally shows Leah Thomas winning a swim competition and riots and says if Brad Schimmel doesn't win, it'll be like Donald Trump never won. They tried to do the same thing in Florida. Democrats think, for now, the just usual anger that the party out of power has is intensified given everything that Trump is doing, and their base is going to be easier to turn out. They have a more educated base, college-educated base. They have been running ahead of the baseline every election. So yeah, probably if they don't run ahead of their Harris margin by 10 points, they might say maybe the House map is a little less favorable to us than we thought.